Well, how you doing? It's Mr. DJ. Let me just adjust this autofocus. I always like to have that little blue end at the end of the whatchamacallit, the slider. Well, this week, going back to my fantasy playlist of June the 11th, 1984, at number 22. Well, I actually had to skip number 23, which is Prince When Doves Cry, because the video to this song is not available on YouTube. So I'm going to move to number 22, up two notches from 24. A young Rod Stewart with Infatuation. It's hard to believe looking back, watching the video and then looking back on it 30 years later. Back in the day, of course, you don't hear much about Rod Stewart anymore, but I would say between 1976 through 1984, 1985, which was pretty much the peak of his popularity, although he would have some hits later in the 90s and a few in the, in the late 80s and a few in the 90s, but he was definitely a ladies' man. I mean, he was going out with one model after another. That was part of his persona. He came out with some good rock and roll records too. Infatuation, which features a cameo playing the blasted guitar, Jeff Beck, the legendary Jeff Beck of the Yardbirds, who played lead guitar on one of their best records called Shapes of Things back in 1966. The video was produced by Michael Martian. I'll talk about Michael Martian in just a minute. Well, mention the name of and my goodness, oh, here it is. I thought I didn't write down the name of the model who's in this video. Actually, she's not a model. She's an actress who's in this video. The woman who's playing in this video, her name is Kay Lentz. She's got 2 Emmys. She started out as a child actor. She appeared in the Andy Griffith Show. Later on in the 70s, she appeared in, oh gosh, I forgot about Cannon. I think was that a detective show? Cannon back in the 70s. She made a guest appearance on that and McCloud and on Gunsmoke, and she was in some movies. Breezy was one of them, and American Graffiti. She's got 2 Emmys under her belt, and she puts in an appearance on this video by Rod Stewart, Infatuation. Michael Martian deserves a mention. He's produced loads of CDs. I mean, just go to Wikipedia and you see like 2 rows of albums that he's produced. Most of them not real big, although he produced Christopher Cross' breakthrough album, the one with Ride Like the Wind and Sailing on it, and Say You'll Be Mine. I think that was another hit off that album by Christopher Cross. He produced that. And he produced the album Camouflage, from which Infatuation came off of. And also after that, Some Guys Have All the Luck by Rod Stewart. That was another hit song by him back in the fall of '84. And Michael Martian produced this video too. Well, here it is. The song went to number 6 on the Billboard's Hot 100, and at number 22 on my fantasy playlist, On the Way Up, Infatuation by Rod Stewart.